Yeah.
Okay, you can introduce yourself a little bit now.
Okay. Hi, my name's Travis Lemar. I'm the activities director and head wrestling coach at Central Cass High School in Castle in North Dakota. Grew up in Rugby, North Dakota. Graduated from there. Attended VCSU. Wrestled for them. My favorite, my favorite sports are really all of them. I think that's why I sit in the current chair that I sit in. I love all our extracurriculars, both on the sports side and the fine arts side. Um, my favorite teams, football wise in the NFL, you're looking at the New York Jets. Nobody will ever accuse me of being a bandwagon hopper for cheering for them. Um, College wise, love the Huskers. If you'd asked me 20 years ago if the Huskers were my favorite team, I'd say no, but really got to know the coaches in those programs and got to watch them kind of lead. Got to know some athletes in those programs and just really have kind of fallen in love with the place and what they have there. So yeah, that's kind of me in a nutshell. Have a great wife who helps coach wrestling with me and helps coach our track team and two kids. One, Peyton, he's a sophomore in college at SDSU, and my daughter, Grace, who's a senior this year and is going to be running track at Dickinson State next year. So that's kind of me.
Have you always been a Jets fan?
I have ever since Super Tecmo Bowl. Obviously, I follow the Vikings, as kind of our regional team and whatnot. But back when before Madden was a thing and we all played Nintendo, Super Tecmo Bowl was the big game, and you couldn't be the Bears because they had Walter Payton, and you couldn't be the Raiders because they had Bo Jackson, and they were kind of the cheat code back then to every team that you played. So you had to pick a different team, and the Jets on the game had a good running back. In life, not so much, but on the game they did. So I just kind of started following them from that point on, and I've been a Jets fan forever.
Who is your favorite athlete? Yeah.
Oh, that's a great question. You know, in the game of football, um, I would probably say my two favorite players that I've got to watch throughout the years. One was Hall of Fame guard for the Minnesota Vikings, Randall McDaniel. And the other one, he just passed away, would have been Nick Mangold from the Jets. Just really loved watching those guys play. I was an offensive lineman in high school, so those guys don't typically get a lot of love, but watching those guys, and I use those guys as examples to this day when I'm coaching our current kids in football. So it would be those two. In the sport of wrestling, the sport that I coach. Um, it's probably Robert Kokesh is his name. He wrestled in South Dakota. Was a South Dakota kid. Went to University of Nebraska. Was a four-time All-American there. Just a really great human being. Got to know him on a personal level. He's come up and done some camps for us and stuff here. Just a great guy. And yeah, so getting to watch him and do those kind of things. Outside of those guys, I would say my two kids. Super proud of everything they've been able to do, and just love getting to watch those guys compete.
So you played what sports did you say in high school or you played in
So
college?
yeah, so in high school I played football in the fall and I wrestled in the winter and did track in the spring and played a little baseball in the summertime. We didn't have high school baseball at that time, so ours was always in the summertime. So yeah, kind of a four sport athlete all the way through. Came to wrestling late. Didn't start wrestling until I was a freshman in high school. I played basketball up till then. Um, but wanted to get better at football and really thought wrestling was kind of that avenue. And that's kind of the way that I went.
So you coach? football too?
Yeah, so this year I was kind of a volunteer assistant for the high school team. Had been on the high school staff for about the last, I don't know, 15 years, I suppose. Prior to that, I was a junior high coach and then been coaching junior high the last couple years too, just to kind of help get those kids ready for what it takes to be a high school football player. Um, and then yeah, coach wrestling in the winter. I've been doing that for about the last 30 years. And then the spring as an AD, life gets pretty chaotic with cancellations and reschedules and stuff like that. So I kind of take the back seat there, and my wife my wife coaches the sprinters here at Central Cass. So kind of follow her around and follow those kids around, and um, gives me a little bit more time for rescheduling baseball games and golf meets and all of those kind of things.
Yeah, the spring can be kind of, right?
Yep. Yes, it can.
But that's how it is up here. So,
Yep.
what positions did you play in football?
When I first started out, kind of in middle school, I was that fullback type body. And then my freshman year, I started on the O line for rugby as a tackle. As a sophomore, I got moved to guard and kind of stayed at guard as a sophomore, junior, senior. Played D tackle as a freshman, sophomore, and junior. And then my senior year, they moved me back to linebacker. So kind of got to play all sorts of different positions there. Really fell in love with the offensive line. Just enjoyed knowing how, every play was supposed to work and blocking assignments and things like that. You kind of get to become the quarterback, if you will, but you're just playing a different position.
I don't watch a ton of wrestling, but um, I kind of like watch basketball in the winter. But um, what is a pregame ritual that you would do before games or what not?
Yeah, so honestly, whether it was football or wrestling, it was kind of always the same thing. We'd get our warm up in and all those kind of stuff. I was one of those kids that was always early to the locker room. Just kind of wanted to get away from everybody else, throw the headphones on, and just really kind of start to focus on the game. Try and visualize that, how it was going to work out. Especially when I was playing, linebacker. Really kind of going through my scout of the opposing team when they line up in certain positions or certain formations. This is kind of what we're looking for. Um, Wrestling wise, you know, I wrestled heavyweight. So about midway through, about 145, 152, I would get up and start my sprints, start my stretch and my warm up. Again, I'd throw headphones on and just try to avoid people because I'm just honing in and focusing on the task at hand or the opponent that I had and what their strengths were and how they wanted to attack me and kind of how I wanted to attack them. And really most of my stuff was, pregame mental stuff, just really focusing in on what I needed to do to be successful.
What are some major highlights or the most memorable games you played in or coached?
Oh, well, I would say my senior year of football, the last game I ever played, we played Botno that night. Big rivalry for rugby. Um, it had rained all day and it rained the entire time during the game. So just the atmosphere and the conditions that we played in were great. I had one of my best games, which is probably why I love that game so much. Um, Wrestling wise, as far as an athlete, man, I don't know if I could pick one, like as heavyweight back then, they didn't draw a weight class, so every duel came down to you, every tournament kind of came down to you, and if you performed well, usually your team would win or bring home a trophy at a tournament and stuff. So always kind of like those. You know, as a coach, um, coaching football, a couple big wins for us. One was quite a while back. We played Valley City in the quarterfinals. They were the top team in state. We knocked them off at their place. We were down 20-0 at half and came back to beat them 24-20. Um, the Kindred game a few years back, 3 years back now, when we beat them in the quarterfinals to get to the semis, and then eventually make the state championship. That's, you know, probably one of those ones that will always stick out in my mind. Um, Wrestling wise, I would say the first year of girls wrestling, we were state champs that year. And we knocked off all the big schools to win that state championship. We put 7 girls into the finals that year. That was a great one. On the boys side, um, probably the year we took second. We lost to Napoleon that year, but we pulled off 2 huge upsets in the state duels that year. We beat a Velvet team in the first round, and then we beat a Lisbon team that kind of handled us pretty easily during the regular season to get into the finals against Napoleon. So those would probably be my favorite memories as a coach.
You guys in Kindred usually play because I watch a lot of basketball and stuff, and you
Yeah.
guys have a rival with them, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah, big time rival. I mean, similar to Beulah and Hazen, I suppose. Um, kind
Yeah.
of one of those schools you always mark on the calendar that if you're to win one game all year, that's the one game you want to win, right? And it's been a great rivalry. I talk to their ED all the time. He and I get along really well, and I think one of the coolest things about our rivalry is that all of our kids know each other, and for the most part they're friends outside of the competition arena, but man, when they lace them up, they want to win that one more than probably any other one. So
And I think Trinity's a big rival too.
oh yeah. Yeah, I could see that for you guys.
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite song that you listen to before games or not really?
Yeah, no, it's kind of changed all the time. When I played, obviously I was looking for pump up music and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of get you going. Since I started coaching, I always kind of try and find one song each year that I'll listen to, prior to getting on the bus or prior to a match or prior to a football game. That just kind of calms me, settles my nerves a little bit. It just allows me to kind of hone in and focus on what I need to do to make sure kids are being put in the right position to be successful. So it's definitely changed with age. But I listen to kind of all spectrums of music. So just trying to find that one song that really feels like it kind of sets me in the right frame of mind.
This one kind of varies on, I asked this one to a few. Which side do you think is a little more important, offense or defense?
Oh, well, in my playing days, I played both sides. My coaching days, I guess I've coached both sides of the ball. But I'm a big lover of the offense. I think, obviously they say defense wins championships and all that kind of stuff, but I think the thing that really gets kids excited and those kind of things are, you can hit that big touchdown run or that big pass for a touchdown. That really gets kids juiced and excited about playing. And so to me, I would say offense. But I'm sure there are a lot of people that would say the other side of the ball.
What made you get into being a coach?
I had great coaches in high school. They were great mentors for me. They were father figures, if you will. They really cared about us as not only players in their program, but as people in their community and in their school. And I just always felt like I wanted to be able to have the same type of relationships with kids and try and help guide them down their path as they navigate through high school. So really, it was the leadership that I got to be a part of, the coaches that helped shape my life. I just kind of wanted to give back and do the same thing. So from a young age, I knew I wanted to do this, and I've been blessed to be able to do it at the same school for almost 30 years now.
What hobbies or interests do you have besides coaching and teaching? Or
Oh, I like my family, we like to travel as much as we can, whether that's, to the lake or on a vacation. You know, we spend a lot of time together during the school year. But they're always kind of centered around school, right? Whether it's a activity or a concert or just being in the same school as them. So we always try to make sure that we find time, outside of the school to spend time together as a family, and do those kind of things that are not sport related, not Central Cast Squirrel related. Um, so I mean, really, I would say it's that. It's just time with family.
what are your thoughts on the three class system for basketball and volleyball and such?
Uh, Honestly, I think it's been great. And like I was part of the committee that put it together. And I'm a big believer in it. I think it's been great for all schools. I think the thing that we couldn't have seen going into it that has really developed with it is communities kind of coming back into their schools, and supporting their schools. You know, I understand where we're at, right? We're one of the largest Class B schools in the state, or we are the largest Class B school in the state, and when you're a smaller school having to line up against us, it's tough. We've kind of felt it on the other side now as being one of the smaller middle schools in the state and playing against some of the bigger ones. But just like when those Class B teams have qualified for the state and they haven't qualified for state basketball or volleyball in 20 some years, you see their community really rally around their kids and really support it. I think that's huge. I think the biggest thing with kids nowadays being involved in activities and whatnot is the recognition that can come with it. And anytime we can recognize our kids in a positive manner, and show them support is great. And I think the three classes kind of done that. I mean, I think everybody's seen it's led to more competitive games and matches and whatnot. But to me, I think the most important thing that's come out of it is community buy-in back into schools where maybe they felt they didn't have a chance to go to state because of some of the bigger schools that have been in their regions, and now they have that. So more more community pride, more community passion, I think, is something that just can't go unspoken when you talk about what the three class has done for some of these schools.
I like the state qualifier game.
Oh, I think that's so huge. I mean, the third place game at regionals has never meant anything. And now it does. You want that one more chance to try and get to a qualifying game or try and get to a state tournament. And now that third place game means a ton. And you get to those state qualifiers, no matter where they're at. It's just such a cool atmosphere. It's like you're watching four region championships in one day. So yeah, I think it's been a great thing for our state.
Yeah, I think so too. So are you going to the state volleyball? Because you guys made it, right?
Yep, yep. We had a great region tournament. You know, our girls went in as the 3 seed and knocked off Valley City in the semifinals. A team that swept us twice this year, and then we had Oak Grove in the championship, and Oak Grove had beat us twice that year too, or twice this year as well, and knocked them off to win the region title. And super excited for our girls. They got a great chance to compete and try and bring home another title, and I think if they play well, they have all the ability to be there at the end. So, but yeah, no, super excited for them. Can't wait to see them kick off the tournament, against a tough Dickinson Trinity team, and we're excited for it.
Oh, Hazen was the 3 seed in their region too. That's kind
Yeah,
of weird
yeah,
that two teams that were both 3 seeds, but at the tournament, that's the way it goes.
yeah, right. It's whoever's playing their best at that time, you give
Yeah.
yourself a chance to come home as champs. So
Yeah, you always good to play good near the end when you enter the tournament, I think.
for sure.
That'll be quite, that's a lot of action for volleyball
Oh, yeah, that place is going to be crazy, you know.
starting
Just
at 9 a.m.
9 a.m. Yep. Yep. Teams rolling in and out, fans rolling in and out, going from one spot to the next. Yeah, it's going to be fun though. I mean, what a great atmosphere for these kids to get to play in, and a
Yeah,
lot of great volleyball for any fan that wants to go out and watch it.
yeah. And then basketball started and wrestling did too, right? Does it
Yeah,
start the
so,
same time? Or,
we started last week and girls basketball started yesterday. So yeah. So we're off and rolling.
I don't know if I have any more questions. Oh, you guys opened the volleyball against Trinity, huh? Have you
Yep.
guys played them before?
Yeah, we played them in a couple tournaments this year, but that's a best out of three and it's tournament format, and each coach is playing different players just to kind of see what they have and stuff like that. So, it's the state tournament, right? It doesn't matter if you've played each other 5 times and beat them all 5 times. Everybody's 0-0 going into that, and it's whoever can get the 3 wins first that are going to be moving on. So
Yeah, there
yeah.
might be some upsets. I kind of think there might be. You never know.
Yeah, I hope we're not one of them. So, so
Maybe Hazen will be one.
yeah, there you go. They keep playing hot. You never know what could happen.
Yeah, but Trinity's always pretty good too. So,
Oh yeah. Yep.
you got any questions you want to ask me?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's no, no, I'm just excited to have people out there trying to talk about North Dakota sports, so anytime I can help with that, I'm going to. So,
Yeah, I like the chat sports a lot.
yeah. Yep.
I thought it'd be nice to get to know me a little bit.
Yeah.
Got any plans for Thanksgiving much or not really?
No, my son will come home from college, and we're just gonna kind of hang out at our house. It'll just be the four of us, and then I think we're gonna take in the UND hockey game on Saturday. It's kind of one of my loves. I was born in Grand Forks, but I always tell everybody I'm from Rugby because that's where I spent most of my time. Um, and I love UND. I'll always cheer for their football team and always cheer for their hockey team. So yeah, go up there and kind of catch some of that.
Got any favorite Thanksgiving meal or food
Oh,
that you
it's
eat?
for us, it's always turkey, mashed potatoes, and dressing. You know, it's we're traditionalists in that, and that will be my Thanksgiving meal forever. So yeah, now that'll be it, and a lot of leftovers. You know, so
Yeah,
yep. How about you?
pretty much the same. I like ham too.
Okay, yep. That's always kind of our Easter one. We'll break that out for Easter. So
And then probably watch some NFL. That's
yep.
yeah.
Yeah, I like those. I like the fact they have those games all day. Gives you something to do.
Yeah. And then they have one on Friday too.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, you get a whole weekend of football if you want.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you, Ryan. I appreciate the opportunity of being on with you.
Yeah, thank you.
You bet. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too.